Hey, and welcome to this episode of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona Made, here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. And so in today's episode, we will be talking about spirituality and spiritual business and work-life balance. As usual, if you are new to me and the Soul Legacy TV, we'll be talking about what I call the Seven Freedoms Frequency, and the Seven Freedoms Intentional Living podcast is what this is. And so we're going to weave in spirituality. We talk about freedom and that work-life balance in 7 areas of your life every single day here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So I go live and I share with you my visualization process. I share with you building my business in alignment with my values and also being in a vibrational match to my vision. And so I have an annual vision board challenge. And if you are new to me, there's a vision board challenge, and I call it a badass spiritual business vision board. It's a 7-day challenge, bank 50K in 50 days challenge for your spiritual business, to build your spiritual business in alignment with your life purpose, but also having that spiritual life work balance, having the financial freedom, having the health freedom, the emotional freedom, the environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and again, financial freedom. So it's just really, really exciting. So I will leave the Google Doc for you to request access to that free challenge. You can watch the free challenge on my YouTube channel. So the Google Doc is just a way for you to have so for me to give you all of the links, that creates work-life balance for me and for my spiritual business, but also for you to have everything in one place so that you can go through it at your own pace. So you can watch the replays, you can come with me live. I do it live annually on the second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So Monday to Sunday, I do that vision board challenge. And if you want to have everything in one place and you want to do the homework in the vision board challenge, then I have the same teaching that's on my YouTube channel that's for free. It's $7.77 per year. And when I go live, when those that are actively engaged in actually creating that spiritual life work balance and taking that action, I gift a 2-hour monthly coaching call with me. It's called the Seven Freedom Frequency Call and Gym. So I'm super excited to share that with you. All of the homework that is on the vision board challenge for you to create spiritual life work balance is in there as well. All right, let's go into spirituality. So if you are new to the Seven Freedoms Intentional Living podcast, then today is Spiritual Freedom Saturday. And so what I do is I talk about on Mondays, I call it Contribution Freedom Monday. We talk about your life purpose. Health on Tuesdays, Health Freedom Tuesdays, Emotional Freedom Wednesdays, Environmental Freedom Thursdays, Relationship Freedom Friday, Spiritual Freedom Saturday, and Financial Freedom Sunday. And so every single day we break down your life and we create that life work balance. And so every single day, if you've watched me or listened to me, then you'll know that each day is interwoven. And so manifesting spiritual life work balance starts with that vision and living from that end, as Neville Goddard says, living from the end. And as Stephen Covey says, beginning with the end in mind. So we do the vision, and then we go about the business of manifesting. And many people are like, well, I did a vision board and the universe has to bring it to me. And we know that we need to take action as well. But it's taking action in alignment with the vision as if it is already created and already done, which is I would say the tricky part for some people. If you don't really understand or really follow, or you're kind of looking at the world thinking, well, what is going on? Like in my external world, it's not matching up with my vision. And if you allow your physical external world, the visible world, to alter your vibrational frequency, then you're going to be out of alignment with manifesting that vision. And so this is where this podcast comes in. And so I walk you through my journaling process on a daily basis, and I call it the Soul Legacy Journal. It's a notebook. It's a blank notebook. 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. A co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So we are co-creating your soul path of least resistance to manifesting your spiritual life work balance. and bringing spirituality into your spiritual business, which you're like, well, spirituality is in my spiritual business. But bringing spirituality and the energy that we are souls having a human experience into every single area of your life. Many of my students, many of the people that come to me tend to obviously be healers and practitioners and earth angels and authors and therapists and mediums and psychics and all the things, right? Um, but they use certain tools for their spiritual practice. They may use meditation, they may use Reiki, they may use cards, they may use tarot cards, they may use pendulums, they may use crystals, they may use all the things. And you think of spirituality and you think of woo woo, and that's amazing. However, the going beyond using these external tools, we are spiritual beings, we are humans, but we're souls having a human experience, right? And so that in and of itself, that energy, the spirituality, when you go for a spiritual awakening, you realize that you're a soul having a human experience. So I like to say, how can we look at the world through the lens of our soul? And so bringing spirituality into your spiritual business is not just like, oh, well, on one day a week or in the morning, I'll pull I've got a tarot card actually for you at the end of it. But it's not just like I'm acting in a spiritual way or using a spiritual practice. It's understanding that we are, again, souls having a human experience. So then we need to be vibrating at the energy and the frequency of our vision in order for that to manifest most of the time, right? And so if you don't have spiritual business and life work balance, then you might feel a little bit stuck, a little bit, not having that momentum, etc. So I want to share with you how we can do that and how we can do that together and how we can journal out this process. And again, if you are a student of mine in the Soul Legacy Academy, I teach and walk my students through this. And so I talk about business. This is spiritual business success here at the Soul Legacy TV. But spiritual business success for me anyway means having that balance and having that harmony in all areas of our life, not leaving one area out. And so the 7 freedoms for intentional living, this podcast is that. So let's go through your vision for your life in every area of your life. For your spirituality in particular, how do you see, like if you were to put on your vision board spiritual practices, anything that represents spirituality for you, what would you put on your vision board? I'm really big into obviously the frequency and the numbers, the angel numbers, the signs. I've got the 444 tattooed on my door, and I have the matching 444. I'm all about that vibration. I've got that on my vision board. I talk about in the vision board challenge what I put on mine, and I have my gratitude stone, which we'll do gratitude together. But what practices, and I know sometimes we drop off and we're like, well, I want it to be doing this, I want it to be meditating, I want it to be doing what have you, and then we don't always follow through every single day because we kind of get busy. So what would you put on your vision board? And if you've done your vision board challenge, how can you bring those spiritual practices and that way for you to be more connected to your guides, to universe, source, God, what have you, higher self, etc.? How can you support the raising of your vibration every single day through spiritual practices and through vibrating, whether it is knowing that we talk about on Health Freedom, like raising your vibration by not doing certain things, i.e. doing the things that lower your vibrational frequency. So spirituality then is it woven into each area of our life. We could bring spirituality into our life purpose, our calling in life, our soul's calling, right? We could bring spirituality into our health, like eating high vibrational foods or just getting enough sleep, or we're bringing into, because we're connected and we know that some of my students talk about going traveling in their sleep on the astral plane, all those things. We can bring spirituality into our motions because we know that we're vibrating at a certain frequency. We can bring spirituality into our environment, clearing our environment. I lit an incense in earlier, and it was all the whole room was smoky, but we can bring and we can clear the energy in our environment. We can travel to certain places that feel sacred. We can be. I went for a walk in nature today, and it was just really, really, really beautiful just to be connected with nature. I am actually a tree hugger. We can bring spirituality into relationships and realize that we are one, and looking at the relationships through that soul to soul connection. I like to say soul clients and soul family and soul tribe and soul mates and soul partners and or soul sisters and soul brothers. And, just knowing that we're not just human in the flesh, we are connected. And we say that, don't we? We go, we're one. When we wake up, we say, we're one, we're this, we're that. And then we forget and we go, we really don't like being around people. We'd rather be on our own. So spirituality we want to bring, and I will do this through this podcast, through money and money's energy. And we know money's energy. I did a money Reiki course. And we know that money's energy, but then we repel it and go, I don't feel worthy, which doesn't really make sense if we look at money and finances in a spiritual way. So we're bringing spirituality and spiritual practices and maybe being mindful, mindfulness, anything that you can think of that represents spirituality for you. Put it on your vision board, and then think of, oh, how in alignment am I at with that? How am I, like, if you value spiritual practices and they're part of your values, how are you putting it into your day? And so I often say, to have that spiritual life work balance, how are we launching our day, leading our day, and leaving our day? And so if we bring spirituality in to your morning routine, what does that now look like? Are you actually doing that already? Are you doing that where you're raising your vibration in the morning? You're kind of just jumping out of the bed, ready for the day. How are you leading your day? So that's your morning routine. How are you leading your day? Bringing those spiritual practices, or just having that break, or an energy reset, or just connecting with your higher self, whatever that is for you, whether it's breath work, whatever it is. How are you leaving your day? So launching, leading, and leaving your day, and doing it, I like to say, with ease, grace, and flow. That for me just feels absolutely epic. And sometimes you might feel, I say, in soul funk versus soul flow. That in and of itself is like knowing that we are souls having a human experience. And I like to say, looking at the world through the lens of your soul, meaning that once you go through an awakening, you know, again, that your soul's having a human experience. So you're looking at the world through the lens of your soul, rather than being caught up with the physical reality that you might not want to manifest, that you might not actually have that spiritual life work balance. You might be building your spiritual business alongside, I don't know, caring for someone else, or caring for family, or other commitments, or another business, or a job, or what have you. And sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, we might feel like a lower vibration. And we know that. But this podcast is designed to help you live more intentionally, so you can set your soul's intentions and be in alignment, visualize every day, journal every day, and launch, lead, and leave your day again with that more ease, grace, and flow. Let me know if that makes sense. If you're commenting anywhere, I can't see, but do leave your comments. Come over to the YouTube channel. I am live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'm streaming within the Soul Legacy Academy. So if you're somewhere, I've had students say to me recently, I saw you, it said on Facebook that you went live, and they've not been able to comment, so I can't see any comments right now. But if you have the habit of coming over to the YouTube channel, that'd be amazing, because I can pull up your comments, I can see, and we can engage. And don't forget to subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV Spiritual Business Success with Iona YouTube channel. Thank you so much for everybody who has been subscribing. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or Audible or another podcast platform, then you can come over as well. All right, let me keep going. So vision, values, and vibration. So I talked a little bit about your vibrational frequency in there, and I've got notes. Every day I come and I walk through the same practices, but for spiritual life work balance and spiritual business success, but I bring another area of the seven freedoms. So it's like layers. So let me just do our rating, our vibrational frequency. I'm going to lean into here because I keep forgetting to actually type this in So we do have vibrational frequency rating each day on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. And we rate, if you've been through the Vision Board Challenge, you'll know this, we rate between a 1 and 11. Let me just pull this up. So today is Spiritual Freedom Saturday. So we rate between a 1 and 11. And so by the end of the week, you'll have a vibrational score, whether you're, again, in soul funk, like lower vibration, or you're in soul flow for each of the areas. So to have that spiritual life work balance, by the end of the week of assessing your life and setting intentions, you'll see what needs working on more and where your focus needs to be. So what we focus on expands, right? So, or when energy flows, where attention goes, well, I can't remember the same, but you get what I mean. So SFF is Spiritual Freedom Saturday. So if you rate between, you're feeling a little bit low in soul funk and you rate a 1, that's absolutely fine. If you anything in between a 1 and an 11, and write it down in your journal. Now, if you are a student of mine in the Soul Legacy Academy, whether you're in the Vision Board Challenge or you're a boot camper or a masterminder, I invite you to, and if you're a boot camper or a masterminder, I'll gift you this anyway. Just come to my masterclass. I'll share that with you with the Bank 50K and 50 Days Challenge. I'll give you this, add it in your dashboard. So whether you rate what between a 1 and 11, if whatever it is, you'll add up your scores, and at the end of the week, you'll have an overall score between 11 and 77. If you are a student of mine, and again, you come to the masterclass or the boot camp, I will gift you a 2-hour monthly coaching call, the Seven Freedoms Frequency Calling Gym, because I believe in spiritual business success, and I believe that spiritual business success comes from having that spiritual life work balance. And so it's $77 a month. There are 2-hour group coaching call each month, and I will gift an entire year of that. So if you come to register for the Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube free masterclass and Bank 50K and 50 Days Challenge, I'll talk about how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high paying soul clients online. And again, bringing spirituality into your spiritual business. We do the Bank 50K in 50 days vibrationally first, and then we do it in the visible world. That's bringing spirituality into money. It's bringing spirituality into spiritual business, because I visualized being on this daily life. I visualized that masterclass. I remember when I was about to have my home repossessed many years ago now, and I was going through a messy divorce, what have you, and I was learning and teaching online. And I remember hearing for the first time somebody saying about their teaching and getting their online their calendar, a big calendar, not an online calendar, a physical calendar, and mapping out their year. And that's what I do now. And I remember mapping out my year and saying I wanted to do my it was a webinar. Now it's a masterclass because we've got mastery. Each month, like 12 times in a year. It wasn't as strategic and modeled out, and it definitely wasn't on YouTube back then. And I didn't even know how to do it. But here we go, lo and behold, visualizing it and being in vibrational harmony and not quitting. Then here I am. So that masterclass and the Bank 50K 50 Days Challenge happens on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time, here on my YouTube channel, again at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. As the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I'm all about building a spiritual business and having that spiritual life work balance and having passive and leverage income streams, including your book and a course and a retreat and group coaching and all those things. If you've ever wanted to build a spiritual business online and have that life work balance, build it with a business model that is going to give you freedom, then come to that masterclass. You're going to love it. So this is my book, if you don't know, and if you do know and you've purchased the book, thank you. So when you go to the masterclass, you'll see that underneath the intro video on the inside, there's a book club for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, SBYN. So this is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. So I don't even know if you can see that. A Soul Guided Influencer's Compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And inside there's a coupon code for a $55 coupon code. there's a $55 coupon code for a course, a 5-day challenge. It's a self-study book-based challenge that I give my students. I used to do it live, pop up, pop down on Facebook. And I was like, that is not spiritual life work balance. I did it about 5 times and I was like, I'm never doing this ever again. I will eventually update it, but I won't ever do it live. The way that I make it live is if you come to that masterclass, I'll gift you a $111 coupon code so that you can attend live and get live Q&A for this, and live Q&A for my 5-day challenge and live Q&A for my bootcamp. So I do want to support my students. However, visualizing, okay, well, what would I do? How would I have my spiritual business? Visualizing it and then feeling into it, and then being able to feel spiritual and make an offer by offering 10 times the value that I ever ask anyone to invest, but also by creating spaces, pockets of spaces, and having my words and this video go out into the ethers, even when I'm and be omnipresent, right? Even when I'm not online. So you're watching this live, you watch it on the replay, that offer is still there to support you, and you can sign up and I will get to see you, I will get to engage with you, and I will share with you how to create that spiritual life work balance. It's just absolutely epic. Again, it was on my vision board, my book was on my vision board, and I just kept going out and knew that I was in vibrational harmony with it and bringing again spirituality into your business. I started to vibrate at that frequency where the universe was just giving me solutions and signs and synchronicities. And the next step, I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I'd wake up, I had sticky notes everywhere. I don't so much now. I do Google Notes and in my journal or in a notepad, and I will know what the next step is because I've asked and it's being given. And I wake up and I'm literally told and guided, like a soul guided influence, that I'm guided by my soul to what to do next, what not to do, what to pause, what to push back, what to all the things. I just love it. And so I have a spiritual awakening annual YouTube summit, which I was guided this morning to push back. And I have a co-author book series talking about spiritual awakening stories. And again, you can come to that masterclass. And if you're listening to this, the URL for the masterclass is www.soullegacyacademy.com/courses/masterclass. And so I was guided to actually focus on the co-author book series. So if you want to write your own book, I can share with you how to do that. And if you want to collaborate with me and share your spiritual awakening story, I'll share with you on the masterclass how you can become an author and a best-selling author with us. I'm excited about that. But I have another interview series with 42 episodes, October through to April, and I was guided today to share with my co-authors how to write their own books, which is epic. But also I was guided, in order to have space to do that, because that's gifted right now, moving the spiritual awakening summit back and sharing my spiritual awakening and having my co-authors share their spiritual awakening stories, and just really make a difference with that. And so you'll see that at the Soul Legacy TV, again, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. It's just so beautiful when you are in alignment. And in the book, I talk about aligning your movement, your message, and your money, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. Hi, sticking up. All right. I want to talk about, we've done vibration, right? Hopefully you've rated your vibration. And again, if you're a student of mine, you want to become a student of mine, know that I'm going to direct you, whether you come on live with me or not, it doesn't matter, but actually rating your vibrational frequency every single day so that you are in flow and you are aware of what is going on with your vibrational frequency. Because when your vibration is dipping, something else is going on and you're out of alignment. You're out of alignment with that vision. And the only way that that vision is going to manifest is if we close that vibrational gap and you're in alignment with it, right? So if you are, if you do not feel like you have that spiritual life work balance, that's probably you're feeling out all kinds of things, and we want to raise your vibration around it. So how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, how you're doing that, right? Setting that intention. So we want to look back So this is episode 6. So I had a break from doing my live streams, which many of you will know, and some of you won't. And so we want to look back over this last week and look back to last Saturday for Spiritual Freedom Saturday, and then be present in the now and see what's actually what we're aware of, what's going on, what's manifesting. And then we want to look at like how we want to project the next week, how we want to visualize the next week before it's co-creating it before it's actually occurred. So setting that intention. And so when you look at your life in that way, you're never going to miss an area of your life with the Seven Freedoms Intentional Living podcast. You're always going to be emitting the vibrational frequency. You're always going to be managing your vibration, not micromanaging your world, but managing your vibrational frequency in terms of what has happened that has manifested that you can be grateful for, not beating yourself up like, oh, what didn't I do that week or what have you. But knowing that if there's anything that's left undone from that previous week that you want to do, or you've tried a certain thing, or you've been coached by me and you're like, okay, well, this is working and I need to adjust this, then that's just beautiful. And then in this present moment, like being really grateful for where you are, and then setting the intention to get even better, to have that spiritual growth. It's super, super powerful because you always feel like you're progressing. You always have that expansive feeling of freedom. And so the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast and manifesting that spiritual life work balance is talking about freedom. We're talking about your vision of freedom, your value of freedom, and the vibrational frequency of freedom. It's epic. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, what's your vibration for today? Let me know. Right, we're going to express gratitude because we want to be raising our vibrational frequency. And I do my gratitude, obviously, I do it daily. I don't know if the lighting is just like super, super weird, but it feels quite bright in my face. But anyway, so on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, we do gratitude. So we the way that I like to do it, and you might write it down, you might have a gratitude journal. We know the power of gratitude. We don't even need to say that to you, but it is a spiritual practice, right? So the energy of you feeling the gratitude, you're altering your vibration, you're raising it. The words that we speak, that we're speaking into existence, like Oprah Winfrey talks about the Secret movie, talks about the power of gratitude. Abraham Hicks talks about the power of gratitude. So we're going to do it, and we're going to do it in a way here at the Soul Legacy TV on the Seven Freedoms Intentional Living podcast in a little bit of a different way. And if you're not familiar with this, I walk through this on a daily so that we can bring all of the 7 areas into our life intentionally, and living intentionally, but be grateful for every area of your life. You know, when you think, oh, I don't have that spiritual life work balance, like I feel out of balance in one area, we're going to actually say, I'm happy, because I know that in sometimes you feel really happy, and I appreciate, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate, right? And then we're going to name the 7 areas, the 7 freedoms, frequency. This is taken from my coaching and my soul signature program. It's called the Intentional Living Codes. Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency, meaning living an intentional life, finding and dialing into your code, your frequency of your freedom, and emitting the cheers to financial freedom frequency, meaning emitting the 7 areas of your life and being at the vibration that we wish to witness in the world for ourselves and for others in the world. It's just so beautiful. So let's bring the 7 freedoms. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate. So contribution freedom on Monday. That's the C in the acronym, the cheers. CHEERSF. So contribution, life purpose. So I'm happy and I'm grateful. Oh, and I appreciate my life purpose. This just dropped in before I've come on to this live, that so I have this main YouTube channel at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, and I have a second YouTube channel at the Intention Dating app to attract your soulmate. And so I'm on that journey, attracting my soulmate and blah, 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 blah. And part of the dating app will be couples, singles and couples creating a vision for their life and leaning into that. And so I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate, because that intention is manifesting at a really rapid rate. And I love it. And I'm not going to talk it out all here now, But I've just said, oh my gosh, my visions, my vision board's literally manifesting at such a rapid rate. Like, as in, I will be doing personal training as a gym instructor, personal trainer, and nutrition coach on that YouTube channel. And then I've just had a conversation about as a couple doing like fitness and doing just everything, like every area of our life as I'm on this dating journey. And then again, I won't reveal all, but I'm like, oh my, that was my vision. That is my vision. And I'm like, it's happening in real time and noticing that. So I'm really happy and grateful that it makes me emotional that um my Lord purpose is just magically unfolding for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, and again, when you're present and you're noticing the signs and you notice them on a daily, you don't miss them. You don't go, oh, well, nothing's working out for me. Oh, it is every day, and it's just receiving and being in vibrational harmony to that. I'm just so excited. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health freedom on a Tuesday. So again, this had to do with workouts, walks, meal plans, eating high vibrational foods, superfoods, having healthy fat, all the things. Like, I love it. I'm obsessed with being healthy. Like, not as like that's probably not the right word. Obsessed with being healthy, but I just love it. Like, I love learning. I'm obsessed with learning about health and stuff. And so I set the intention. So again, I suffered from burnout, going through an awakening through burnout. And so being busy, being broke, and being burnout is not a legacy that I wanted to leave, right? And so having that spiritual life work balance, for me, my mum's 80. My mum's mum lived to 101. And so we went over to the Caribbean and we were celebrating her 100th birthday when I was 40. I'm 52 now. And I was coming up for 40. And I just remember just having that spring in my step. And I'm like, I will live to 100. That will be me. And so health and fitness and all the things is just amazing to me. Like, it fascinates me. I love it. So I'm obsessed with the learning of it and just being that, living my best life. I said, when I was coming up for 40, what if I have another 60 years in me yet? Apparently that's midlife. I was like, what if I have another 60 years in me yet? Like, I'm 12 down. Do you know what I mean? Health is huge. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that I was able to contribute in that way. And it came right back full circle to me. I'm like, wow. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. I'm not sure what's going on with my hairdo, but there you go. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate emotions. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate how excited I am. I just like to have love and support, and I'm just happy and grateful to be excited. I was just about to say the next thing. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environmental freedom. I'm happy and grateful. I was excited in the environment. So all of these are intertwined, right? I was doing my health, walking but in nature and just basking. And I was like in a similar environment to what I was a few years ago before I gave up my home a couple of years ago. And I really love that environment, like the walks and the walk out in nature. I've been in the city. And so right now I'm in the environment where I'm more out in nature, and it wasn't intentional. I didn't know at the beginning of the week or last week that I would be in this environment. And when it seems like chaos unfolds, when you don't feel like, and you feel like you're out of balance, that out of balance is just a sign to course correct. And so the course correct for me now that I'm out in nature, I just really basked in it. I took pictures, and the sheep were barring at me, bleating at me, whatever you say. And I saw a deer. It was just so nice, because obviously when you're in the city, I was walking on the treadmill, right? And I was grateful for that. And now I'm back out in nature walking, and it was just lovely. So I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate Relationship Freedom Friday, the relationship that I have now that I'm building and connecting, a soulmate connection. I can't talk it out. And I'm happy and grateful for that, because that has just spanned all of the seven freedoms. just on that walk in nature, just on that conversation, just on that absolutely epic. And then I'm happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. And so for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, or the Seven Freedoms Intentional Living podcast, I changed the name, for having that spiritual life work balance. It isn't all just work, right? It's balance, it's play. So I play hard, I work hard, and I play harder. And so we were having a conversation, and I was saying, the things that I've done over the year, and things that we'd like to do. And it's like, I'd like to go to a festival. And it's like, oh, which festival? Name the festival. Because I know that I have on Financial Freedom Sundays, I have a vibrational money to spend as part of this Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. So I said, oh, okay, when is it? And it's like, I'm not sure. And they got the location. It wasn't sure of the location. So we found out the actual location, thought it was somewhere else. So I went and he looked it up first, and I looked it up. And then I spent my vibrational money voucher on this experience. And so financial freedom doesn't have to be restrictive, it's energy. And so the Bank 50K 50 Days, I've been tithing energetically and physically, and tithing my time to a worthy cause. And I'll talk more about that. Compassionate friends for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son who made his transition 10 years ago. And so my legacy here at the Soul Legacy TV and the Soul Legacy Academy and the Soul Legacy Movement is all the things. And so having this space, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate to have the space to just automatically do that. And I've just shared, like, this is what I do, vibrational money. And speaking to somebody, you might not get it all the way, but like that, I can share that is epic. So just the Seven Freedoms frequency and vibrating at the freedom and the frequency and in alignment with your values is huge. Do you have a spiritual business anyway? Do you feel like you're a spiritual business owner? And do you have that life work balance? And if you don't, how will you get it? And I don't want to hear I don't have time. Like that in and of itself shows that you need it more, right? Like, I don't have time. Like, there's no balance there then, right? Because time is an illusion, and the only time that we have is now. And I know that my students, people that come to me, say that the only time that we have is now. Power of now, live in the now, live in the present, and they're rushing around like busy and burnt out and broke. It's like that makes no sense whatsoever. It just doesn't, it doesn't. Anyway, tangents. My next part of this, and again, come and get some coaching, right? 2-hour coaching at the Seven Freedoms Frequency Call in Gym, because it's time. And I'm gifting it to you, right? So the next part of this, we'll go through the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, and then we'll pull the card for the day, and then we're done. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to have a sip of my herbal tea. Again, bringing spirituality into your spiritual business. For me, as a spiritual business owner, I wanted to build my business again with ease, grace, and flow, and with intention. And I wanted it to be fun, like the vibration. And I wanted to vibrate the frequency of love and joy and empowerment and knowledge and freedom. And so I've been able to do that. So we'll do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And this journal, it's our legacy journal. Journaling is huge. I don't even have to tell you about the health benefits of journaling, slowing your mind down and all the things, and manifesting and looking back at you. I don't know. So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. And so you spend your vibrational money, right? So there's rules. You tithe 10% to a worthy cause. Mine is, again, compassionate friends. You don't pay it on bills and like savings or hoard it. You spend it. So you put the things on your vision board. And if you've already manifested lots of things on your vision board, because we do the vision board challenge in annually every single year. So if you create your spiritual business vision board with me, the Badass Spiritual Business Vision Board, in December, and I set the intention to do mine every December, right? Live. And again, you can watch replays. But if there's something that comes up, and it doesn't even have to be on your vision board, it's just something that you have a conversation. You're like, oh, I set the intention. I wanted to go to different festivals and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's a festival. You've mentioned it. I want to go. So I spent my vibration on it. It wasn't necessarily on my vision board, but what I do is I have a what is that called? A digital journal as well, Penzu. And so I tend to put my images in my, sometimes I leave them on my phone, not even gonna lie, but I put them on my vision board, and I'll put them on my vision board this year in December to share with you what has manifested. And the snapshot of me on my walk, the snapshot of me, out in nature, the snapshot of me, what I'm spending my vibration and money voucher on, is me like snapping a moment in time, visualizing, capturing that, feeling what it would be like at that event, feeling what it would be. All of those things we're visualizing all the time. We're setting the energy for to have the spiritual business and the spiritual business success and have that spiritual life work balance. Once a week, actually have the freedom and know, oh well, if such and such is, because there was two sets of dates. I didn't even know what this festival was. There was two dates, and I know that I've got a commitment on one of the dates, and it's like two weekenders, and it's the same lineup for both weekends, so it doesn't matter which one. And I'm like, oh, well, the second weekend, okay, well, I know that we've got the book launch on this. I know that I've got commitments for my godchildren on this date. So this is perfect in between. And so that manifesting, so I've spent that vibration and money voucher today. So type 10% every single day. And if you don't want to spend the vibration of the £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day, the vibration of money voucher, you can carry it over to the next day up until Sunday. And that's what I do. Carry it over to Sunday. Then I spend the vibration of money voucher on Sundays or before. And I'll write it down. I'll note it down. I'll go to the website. I'll visualize. I'll do all the things, because whatever is on your vision board, in order for you to manifest, before you manifest it, you've got to visualize it and be in alignment and be the version of you. So your spiritual business ideally is built in a way, one, that gives you freedom, so you're not working like a 9 to 5 job, and two, you're not chained to it. You're not doing just one-on-one. You have that passive and leverage income streams, so that you can imagine yourself bringing in that income for that experience, because we're not just working. We're working to have experiences. And a lot of my students are women, and a lot of some are single and some are married. But when people are in relationships, what has happened over time is their partner then isn't really supportive, because they might not be spiritually awake, but they also are like, well, you've said that you are going to manifest this, and you're going to manifest that, and you're going to do this, and you're going to help and heal the world, and it's not working out like that. And so the partner is not necessarily as supportive, because they don't believe in you, like, or don't believe in the person. Some of my students and clients, they're like, well, you said that this is how the universe works, and you said that you are awake, and you said that I should follow your suit, but you are crashing and burning, like, or you are not being successful in your spiritual business. And so you end up with a push and pull, like, almost like you want to prove to others that, this does work, and point the finger. And oftentimes we'll have students that want to point the finger at their spouse and say, you're not doing this, and they're not doing it, and their spouse is watching them not do it, and then they go, why don't you believe in me? Why aren't you supporting me? Sometimes we have the greatest supporters outside of the home, but honestly, when you are walking your talk and you're bringing in that finances and you're setting yourself up in that way, because I've had it, I've been married, I wasn't supported, I was in a 7-year relationship. Yeah, he says that he should have supported me more. With my twin flame relationship, he was very supportive, but he didn't believe in himself, and he believed in me to a degree. And when he met me, I was going through a spiritual awakening. I had taken 3.5 years off after my son passed, and it was in that time. And he's like, I can see you on stages, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. And then it's like, oh well, it's taking long. It's taking too long. Basically, it's like he lost faith because it was taking too long. And now I'm like manifesting even more things and reaping the benefits and the rewards of being in that relationship. And I'm like, sometimes it just takes time. And actually, you being in close proximity with fear and lower vibration, actually lowering my vibration as well. So when you are in alignment with your life purpose, and you are, if you have the relationships that support you, then when you are doing your vision board, it's easier. And again, that's why that's why I am creating the second YouTube channel for intentional dating, even in a marriage, even in engagement, even in just whatever relationship that you're in or you want to be in. I'm super excited about that. And building relationships with clients and soul family and soul tribe attraction partners, soul guided influencers, like an app and a space for all of that greatness for the spiritual community. I'm super excited about it. So do your vision board. Let me know how you find it. You can post in the Telegram group and the Facebook group, or you can post within the Soul Legacy Academy. And again, come to that 2-hour monthly coaching call, which I gift to you. It's $77 a month. I give an entire year of spiritual business and work-life balance coaching, because it's important. It's really, really important. So we do the bank 50K in 50 days vibrationally, right? So we've got to have a vision in order to spend the vibrational money on that vision, on that lifestyle. And you've got to have that spiritual business in order to have the money to live that lifestyle. So it's catch 22. And so with the masterclass for the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, again, I share with you how to kick off that masterclass and your own Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And so it is about being in service. And I challenge you to offer 50 breakthrough sessions that serve, yes, one-on-one sessions, one-on-one, then follow-ups, and then offer people into a group coaching program. Or a beta program, or whatever, or a mastermind, or a retreat, or whatever the model is. But when you serve in that way, because oftentimes I know that my audience, my students, don't love marketing. They're like, "Eh," and they've got lots of things to do before they get to the point where they're automating, or they're not in alignment with their message necessarily, not sure about their message. And so don't really believe that they can even bank 50K in 50 days. But when we do it vibrationally, we're giving the universe a why, a soul why. Why do I want that money? Why do I want to have that experience? Who do I want to have that experience with? We're leaving our legacy. We're launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow as a soul guided influencer, not a salesy guided influencer, a soul guided influencer. And we are souls having a human experience. And so I will teach you again how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high paying soul clients on that masterclass. I love it. And knowing who your soul clients are that you're here to serve, like, makes business so much easier. So that is it. Again, I will give on the masterclass, or for those who enroll in the Soul Legacy Academy, I give 2 chapters of my book away. I give a 1-page business plan. I give a cheat sheet. I give, what else do I give? Your YouTube Soul Tribe income attraction model. I give the Bank 50K in 50 days homework. And there's my first ever webinar in there, my first ever interviews in there, which my daughter actually interviewed me. There's lots of really great stuff that. Oh, okay, cool. So what I just did was, I'm looking at my notifications, just spent £16 and 79 pence on Zoom. Building a spiritual business and having that life work balance means also being able to afford the tools. And oftentimes it's like, oh, I can't do this. I can't get an online calendar. I can't get a Zoom account. I can't get this and I can't get that. And I've been there and I've done that, and I'm manifesting that financial freedom so that I can show you, what, it is possible, but you do have to show up to be account served. You do have to show up. So we have if you want to, again, write your own book, I will share with you how I can support you in doing that. I wrote my book, had it on my vision board, wrote it, edited it, formatted it, published it, got it to #1 on Amazon in 7 categories in 7 days. on pre-order. I gave myself a year to write it, and I will share with you that process if you become a student of mine and continue on your education. What was I going to say? Yeah, the free chapter. There was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember now. Don't know, it's gone. But yeah, so if you want to be a co-author and collaborate and share your spiritual awakening story, I will share with you how you can do that as well. And come on to our monthly collaboration call to build your media kit. I love the power of collaboration. It's huge. And when you position yourself as an author, we take you on, I share with you how you can take yourself on a virtual book tour and collaborating, being featured on podcasts, on radio, on summits. You're positioning yourself and your message and your spiritual business with credibility and expert status, where people are more likely to want to then work with you. And so then you're more likely to have that spiritual life work balance, right? I love it. I absolutely love it. That is it for this episode, I do believe. Oh, look, see, we nearly forgot the card. Almost. Hang on. This is a card. Hang on, wrong hand. So the card, the Oracle card deck is Keepers of the Light by Carl Gray. Another story about spiritual freedom, and the book Raise Your Vibration. Oh, I haven't even done his book. I've got the book to talk about every single day. I thought I was done early. Every single day I read, I talk about a book that I've read, and I don't have the physical copy because I've just given it away. Raise Your Vibration. It's high vibe tools to use after your spiritual awakening, something like that. I'll share with you in just a second, actually. So Carl Gray, this is the card that I pulled today, and I will read it. I haven't read it already yet. Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship, harmony, and healing. That is exactly what happened to me today. The Hindu goddess Radha is the divine feminine counterpart and the twin flame of Krishna. She is considered to represent Shakti, the divine feminine and creative spirit of the universal life force. Without the female, the male cannot be created. That is huge. I can't wait to share my journey. And for this reason, Shakti is the powerful force that is honored and cherished. Radha is completely devoted to her partner and illustrates the age-old adage, behind every powerful man is a powerful woman. And you know what? I said behind every strong man is a strong woman. And the person that I have manifested said powerful, and I was like, nah, the saying's not powerful. I don't know if I said it out loud, but I was like, that's not it. And it's just said it in here. That is hilarious. And I've been saying recently, like doing the intention dating app to attract your soulmate, behind every conscious man is a conscious woman, and I'm getting to live that out right now. I can't reveal all because it's not official. So when it's official, we'll share it. I have to have permission though. So that is absolutely huge. Wait till I show you this. Hang on. Let me just read. Let me find where it is. Okay. She's dedicated to supporting all those who seek relationship harmony and healing. How crazy is that? At one point, she learned what it was like to be separated from Krishna. Oh, wow. So she can also bring great healing to those who are suffering the loss of a partner or separation. Wow. Extended message. Loving union, connection, and relationship harmony are key at this time. It's important to remember, though, that relationships won't make you whole. Only your own love can do that. I love that. You now have opportunities to find lost parts of yourself, maybe central parts, or the capacity to cherish yourself. The relationships around you will then begin to reflect the love you have for yourself. Increased romance, love, and opportunities to express divine harmony through love are all becoming apparent in your life. Absolutely, yes. You deserve divine love. This is for you as well. And Radha, with her Shakti presence, is here to awaken this loving connection within you now. And I've just said literally, because I didn't read this before I came on, that the whole of my the whole of my seven freedoms were about that. The whole of my, I'm like, wow, goodness me, you heard it here first. So yeah, I'm gonna maid attracting a soulmate. Yay. Yeah, me. That is it for this episode on spirituality. You see that in and of itself, like, it's that spiritual connection. And oh, Calgary, gosh, they're saying like I'm going and I'm not going. So the book is called Raise Your Vibration by Calgary. High vibe tools to support your spiritual awakening. Now, this book came into my life around the time that was given to my ex, my twin flame, actually, around the time that I had the Oracle card decks. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't think that book was ever read, or if it was never really implemented. And I forgot about the book. And then somebody talked about going on, my soul daughter and my daughter talked about going on TikTok. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do like Raise Your Vibration on TikTok. And so I bought the book, right? And so it wasn't my book, it was gifted to him. And I had never read it. I was like, I'm going to read that one day. And so I bought the book. And then I was talking to this person, I'll say that, about the book. I said, I'm about to start doing my lives. And this is what I do, and this is how I do it. And I read a book every day. And he's like, oh, that one looks cool, the Raise Your Vibration. So when we had our first date, I took him the book and he's been reading it. It's like, I resonate with it and all the things. And so I'd chosen this. And so this last few days is like we've been reading the book. It's just so many synchronicities. It's just epics. I think sometimes when you hold on to something and not trust the spiritual process, not trust that people come into your life for a rhyme and a reason and a season, sometimes we hold on to things and people that are not supposed to be in our life fully. But when we set the vision, we can say no to certain things and yes to others. And I'm like, do you realize that my vision board is actually manifesting like hyper speed? I love it. So just even that spirituality, I love it. And this podcast should have been done yesterday. So it's all in divine time. I never force anything. So Cal Gray talks about, who is the author, talks about marketing and promoting his book. So we talk about marketing and promoting. And initially, when he first went to take it to market and get a publisher, he found it difficult and challenging. He's like, people were like, it's probably not going to do that well, or people might not understand it. And he's like, it just proved really difficult. And so then he surrendered and he's like, hand it over to the universe. Like he started to visualize it being in the reader's hands and supporting different people. And so he said that he just trusted. He trusted and he wrote the book. And, you know, he talks about angels and different things. And so he just said that now people were receiving the book. It's his best, most sold book. And now people talk about high vibration, but at the time they really didn't when he was publishing this book. And so, excuse me, he said the high vibe life is a good life. The seven freedoms frequency is about having a good life, raising your vibration. What was it? What else did he say? Oh, and then the next chapter is everything is energy. So I will read that and listen to that next week, and I will share. So as I read a book and listen to a chapter or what have you, I will share what is in that. And we have, if you come to the masterclass, I will share with you in the Seven Freedoms Frequency Calling Gym, which is a 2-hour monthly coaching call that I give to my students. We have a Seven Freedoms book club. So some of the books that I recommend and I listen to and what have you is making space. I know that many of you have books like coming out of your ears and they're left on your shelf help. rather than, okay, well, how can I take a little bit and implement it? And I will say that the person that I've attracted, soulmate connection, my soulmate, say out loud, he doesn't read. And it's like, here, this is the first book that you've read intentionally, and it happens to be this book. I'm just so excited. I can't wait to share my journey. I can't wait to get permission to fully share the journey. And I said to him, would you come on to the second YouTube channel? He's like, I'd love to. So we'll see. We will see. I've loved creating this episode. It's just been a real full circle moment. I can't wait to share in the Vision Board Challenge in December all of the things that I've manifested, including my soulmate was put on that vision board, obviously, the intention of a soulmate. I didn't know what he'd look and feel like and all things. And yeah, we keep going. So request to access to the Google Doc. I'm super excited about it. 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board. We take 1 week out of the whole entire year to reset your intentions, to reset your energy, to put you on that soul path of least resistance, to manifesting your spiritual life work balance, your dream life in that year. And sometimes at the beginning, it's like you're testing, you're tweaking, and you're altering your vibration. And you might want to do everything that's on your vision board, but throughout the year, it's saying yes to certain things, no to certain things, altering things, tweaking things, adapting things. It's just a lot of fun. It can be fun if you allow it to be fun. All right, that is it for real, for real, for real. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who's been subscribing to the YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. Thank you for all of you who have trusted me coming into the Soul Legacy Academy as co-authors. Super excited to work with you. Thank you to everybody who is scheduling on to our monthly community call in the Global Networking Hub for Soul Guided Influencers. That free monthly 90-minute Media Kit collab call is epic. If you are an author, you want to be an author, and you want to build your online presence, and you want to build your authority platform and share your spiritual awakening, that is most definitely the place to be. It's a beautiful space. I'm holding space for ambitious spiritual coaches, earth angels, authors, and entrepreneurs, soul guided influencers doing their light work in the world, who know about the power of collaboration. I'm just saying. All right, I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. Big love. I will see you on the next